Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. 5 of Pentacles. You're somebody that's right in the middle of a lot of physical activity. Whether this is health and wealth, fitness, or finances, if this is something at work, at home, at school, you're somebody who is in the middle of doing the work. You're changing something in the physical. Okay? You're trying something. This is the moment in time where we're doing the work actively in real time. We don't know how it's turning out yet. But we're here, we're on the path, we're doing the work, you're in the middle of, this is you like physically painting the picture. We don't know if it's going to be a masterpiece or dud, right? We don't know if it's going to be a win or a loss yet. But you're in the middle of that work, and I think that you're in the middle of a big movement, a big change. This is either somebody who's dancing around the room, or you're kind of going all around your house, packing things up, putting things in boxes, or moving furniture around, or something like this. It's a very active time for you, and I feel like it's something that you're doing. You don't know what the outcome's going to be. You don't know if this is going to be a win or a loss, if it's going to be a plus or a minus yet. Okay? But I think you're somebody that is okay with that. You're somebody who's not afraid of change. You're causing change. This is you doing the change. And, of course, you're hoping for the best. You want a good outcome, obviously, right? But we don't know until we get there. Every moment is a moment of uncertainty. But here you are traveling, doing the work, engaged in that activity, whatever it is on the physical plane. Okay? This is you working on the project at work. This is you putting together the bookshelf. We don't know if it's going to be a wonderful bookshelf, or if it's going to work, if it's going to come together and actually function as a bookshelf, or if you're going to put it together wrong and it's going to just collapse. You don't know. You have your confidence. And I think your confidence is sort of tied in proportionally to the degree of complexity of the task, or, to the kind of scale. You build a bookshelf, yeah, you can do it, it'll work, you're pretty confident. But you're going to build something else. You're going to build a business. You're going to build a family. You're going to build a huge barn outside. Instead of just one little bookcase, you're going to build an entire wall of bookshelves. No, it's different in scale, right? So let's put this card into a little bit of context. I want to see more about what you're doing and what the outcome might be. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Super abundance, 9 of Cups. I'd say you're going to be pretty happy. I'd say this is going to turn out, I think this is going to be probably the biggest win of your life. I think this is going to be more rewarding than you thought it could possibly be. This is going to be, this is good. Let's keep going, because there's going to be some challenges here. There will always be some challenges. Well, now we have your Hierophant card, your Taurus energy. This is your superpower card, okay? And that's within you. Behind you, we've got the Devil energy. Above you, we have that uncertainty of the Moon card. In front of you, as kind of as a risk, kind of as a risk-reward thing, you've got your 9 of Swords. Well, we don't want the 9 of Swords. What we want is we want that 9 of Cups, right? So this is telling you like what the risks are. The greater the risk, the greater the reward. There was uncertainty, but you have your Devil energy, the engine of the car, your motivation, your driving force. You've got your knowledge, your wisdom, your expertise. You know what you're doing, right? But if there was no risk. This could have ended so terribly. This could have been the biggest loss of your life, but instead it's going to be the biggest win. But you need to have that risk there because it makes the win more significant, No risk, no reward, yeah? Over here you have the card of winning. It's victory, the Six of Wands. You've got the Princess of Pentacles in the environment. You have a Three of Cups as the celebration. And you have the Knight of Swords as basically saying, what am I going to do now? What's next? What's the next big project for you to do? This is really you're getting motivated to even, this is going to be such a big win for you. This superabundance is giving you such a reward, such a confidence that the result of all of this is you looking forward to the next big thing, the next project, the next, whatever it is, right? The next plan. Is absolutely outstanding. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. I almost don't want to because I think things are pretty perfect the way they are, but we might need a little bit of guidance from our higher self here. So we'll put this card right here. We'll put Dwight K. Schrute right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments down below. All right. Now, Spirit's saying something about snake imagery or something like that, like a snake as a symbol for you. And I don't know why I'm seeing that, a coiled snake, or maybe it's the Ouroboros or something like that. I'm seeing kind of a serpent as a symbol for you. Yeah. Okay. Let's look around the room. We've got our major. You have a wall, a wave of major arcana energy that's supporting you. This is spiritual momentum. This is a divine push, right? Major. We have a little bit of fire. We've got our water cards. We've got our air cards. We've got our earth cards. Okay. We got this fire. We've got 2 water, 2 air, 2 earth. This is going to be, I don't know. This is going to be 3/4 spirit, and then the rest is going to be your effort. Okay, so it's kind of like you're working in tandem with the divine here. You're co-creating your destiny. But I think the implication here is that basically Spirit is pushing you forward, and what you have to do is try your absolute very best. If you put in your best effort, things are going to be spectacular. Okay? So it's kind of like the path is pretty well paved for you. You just got to do what you're supposed to do, and everything's going to be aces. Everything's going to be cups. Everything's going to be 9 of cups. This is abundance. Super abundance. This is happiness. This is abundance and celebration. This is a 3 of cups, but multiplied, right? 3 by 3. It's going to be abundance. That's the name of this card, abundance, on the physical, financial plane, mental, emotional, and spiritual creative planes. 3. Super abundance, right? Your fear or your worry or your concern is down here with this 3 of cups over here. Your worry is that, this is, I'm going to put in all this work, but I'm not going to get the win. I'm not going to celebrate after. That's, it could be real bad. We're kind of looking at this 9 of swords and saying, I don't know. This might be the worst thing. It might really be a disaster. I'll be happy if I just get a little bit of my wish coming true. I'll just be happy if I get a little abundance from this. No, you're getting super abundance. This isn't just one wish coming true. This is all your wishes coming true. Every dimension of your life is going to feel the abundance. You're going to be celebrating physically, financially, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, creatively. It's beyond your dream, but beyond just the kind of, it's like, the 3 of swords. You'd be happy if this was just if this was pretty good. So it's almost like this is like your low expectations. I'd be happy if I just can build the bookshelf and it'll hold my books. That's all I need. You're getting something so much more than what you were sort of hoping for. This is above and beyond. Yeah, above and beyond. Now, you do something in the mirror, right? I see you standing in front of a mirror and you're whispering to yourself. or you're like doing some kind of like mirror mantra or a mirror reflection ritual kind of thing with like affirmations or something, yeah? I feel like you got a real alignment of energy here. This, I don't even know what to talk about because this is all just so good. The Nine of Cups is what's coming your way very soon. From the efforts, from this big move, all these changes that you're making, the physical activity that you have been engaged with, it's going to lead you to real happiness. And we also have the 5 and the 6. Because like I said at the beginning, this is the activity. This is you trying to do something. And it's either going to become a 6 or 7. Right? The 5 is either going to become a 6, which is a win, or it's going to become a 7, which is a loss. It's either going to be a success or a failure. Okay? So this is you out there in the world doing the activity. This is you running the race. You're either going to win or you're going to lose. This is you building the bookshelf. It's either going to hold books or it's going to fall apart. Okay? This is you making a change. Maybe you're going from one job to the other job. Maybe this is you changing your apartment. This is you rearranging your house. This is you, buying something or setting out on some new road. But this is the movement. This is your feet moving, right? You're doing the thing. And this, of course, is the win. This is the victory. Victory after struggle. This is literally a card called worry. We're here, we're doing the work, we're worried. We don't know if it's going to work out. We're seeing the risk. You understand the uncertainty. You understand that you're doing something you've never done before. But you've got this divine energy. You're relying on your own wisdom, your own expertise. You've got this driving force. It seems inevitable now that you're going to get that win. The 6 is the victory. The 9 is really the dream come true. Okay? And the feeling that this is something that we can then perpetuate. Down beneath the surface is your superpower card, the Taurus energy, the Hierophant. This is that inner wisdom, that guide. This is that higher part of your soul that knows the answers. This is you trusting on your own inner wisdom. Okay? That I think that you've trained, you've practiced, you've studied, you have all the degrees and diplomas or whatever that you needed. You've done the work to gain the experience. And you're trusting in yourself. You're saying like, you know how to do this. I think that's what's whispering, and maybe that's what you're whispering in the mirror, like telling yourself like, I know the information, I know the language, I know, I know the material. Yeah. And maybe literally the material, right? Because the 5, it's something in the physical realm. This is you manipulating the material to build something. The little pile of screws and nails and those weird bolts with the hole in it, and, or I don't know, whatever those things are, the locking nuts or something. And all the pieces of wood, particle board or whatever, right? He bought one of those bookshelves on Amazon or something, right? I've had a lot of those in my life. And, this is you kind of putting all the material together. Like literally with your hands manipulating the physical world, okay? And this is the card that's saying, you know your materials. You know what you're doing. You have the wisdom and the knowledge and the expertise to do this. Trust yourself. Trust yourself even when you're facing such uncertainty and you're facing really a disaster. If this doesn't work, oof, this is going to be bad. Okay? You're hoping that it's going to be at least okay, because we don't want it to be a disaster. Yeah. Because that 9 of Swords, this is misery. This is the opposite of superabundance. This is super misery. This is super unhappiness, right? This is super scarcity rather than super abundance. This is the risk that you're facing. As you're doing this work, you're looking up, you're looking forward, and you're thinking, this is going to be bad if it doesn't work out. So it's almost like it's motivating you to work harder and smarter and to, pay attention and to really be on the ball. And to really, trust in your training, trust in your expertise or your wisdom or your true self, higher self, trusting in your experience, trusting in your inner wisdom. And so I feel like this is something that's it's up in front of you as like a threat. That's something that's sort of like saying, okay, I don't want that to happen. So you're working more intensely, you're working faster, better, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Because this is looming in front of you as the risk. And you're saying, I do not want this. This is not the way forward for me. Because I think you know that if you don't do this thing, or if you don't do it well, you don't do it right, you don't do it with intelligence and wisdom and strategy. The Five of Pentacles, but after all, is Mercury in Taurus. So this is you literally doing the work of the magician. You're trying to pull a rabbit out of the hat. And you're thinking, I'll be happy if I just don't completely bomb. Maybe you're on stage, maybe you are doing a magic act, maybe you're a stand-up comic, or you're a musician, you're an actor, whatever you are. And you're just kind of hoping that it's not a complete failure or a complete disaster. You're hoping that at least it's a little bit of, a little bit of the manifestation of this good feeling. I want to at least have some positive experience of this. This is also Mercury. Mercury in Cancer, Mercury in Taurus. Okay? Because this is you doing your magic. And just like any magician, you don't know exactly how your work is going to pan out, right? You're doing your very best. You're putting in your effort. You're doing your magic. You're working your magic. I don't think you're literally pulling rabbits out of hats, but maybe you are. You're the magician of the tarot. You're the one that's causing change in conformity with your will. That's the definition of magic. And that's what the magician of the tarot does. Understands the art and science of manifestation. You're trying to manifest something in your life. And this is you out there doing the work. Literally taking the materials and putting them together. Okay? You're working your magic here. And I think it is going to be an extraordinary outcome for you. Really, really going to be good. Okay? There's some kind of herbs or something that you keep in your pocket, or you have a little bundle or a little sachet that you keep with you. I don't know if it's maybe on a necklace, or if it's something where you keep herbs, like dried herbs with you, yeah. So you have your Hierophant under the surface. What do you have behind you? Well, you got your devil energy, your driving force. This is kind of the motivation. This is the reason why you're doing it. This is your creative drive or generative drive, right? This is your pleasure drive and your aggressive drive. This is the engine of the car. Now, the car doesn't really care where it's going. The engine doesn't care where the car goes. The engine just wants to feel power, wants to rev and roar, and wants to burn fuel, wants to feel alive. That's what the engine wants. And so this could very easily lead us into addiction or trouble or pleasure seeking or hedonism or aggression, things like that. But you have a commitment to a higher purpose. What you're doing is not just for you alone. What you're doing is going to leave a mark on the world. You're a magic maker. Okay? And this is a creative or a generative drive. You're trying to create something. You're trying to produce something, not just I want to feel good and I want to do better than my neighbors. No, you're trying to make something that's lasting, something that's meaningful. There's a purpose. There's a drive in you. Of course, you need to have the pleasure drive and the aggressive drive too, right? Because you need to have the pleasure. It needs to feel good. It needs to reward you. And you have to have that aggressive drive. You have to be able to kind of, reach your hand out into the universe and to take hold of the materials and put things together. That's what the five is. The Five of Pentacles is the five-fingered hand, reaching out to the world and saying, let me move some stuff around and put things together somehow. Okay. You are a manifestor. Yeah. And I'm a big proponent of the art and science of manifestation, not usually the way it's taught these days, especially in, I don't want to go there, but manifestation is very important. And it does work if you work it. if you know how to do it. We're not just sitting around wishing for something. We're not just sitting here hoping, crossing our fingers that something's going to happen. No, you're a magic maker. You're the one that is causing change in conformity with your will. You understand the art and science of manifestation and how it is work. You have to be driven. To be an effective manifester, you need to have your creative drive as the top drive. Top level, executive level, spirit level drive to create something meaningful, something lasting, something for your friends and family, yourself, your life, something for future generations, something that's going to improve the quality of your life for yourself and others, alleviate suffering for yourself and others, or something like that. A higher top level purpose. The creative drive. Beneath that, forming a pyramid, beneath that is the aggressive drive and the pleasure drives. Those are there to support the creative drive at the top. And that's what the devil card is. Devil card is an essential. All the major arcana are essential to the art and science of manifestation. And you got it, right? And you got it behind you. This is that engine, it's like one of those Volkswagen Beetles where the engine's in the back, and it's pushing you forward. Spirit is pushing you forward. Okay, we do have the moon card up top. This is the dark, scary forest. This is the card of uncertainty. And you're very aware that this could go really, really, really badly or really, really, really good. I'm hoping for somewhere in the middle, right? You're getting the superabundance. But this is a situation that, by definition, it is something that doesn't exist yet. You're causing change in conformity with your will. You're causing change. Change means a step into the unknown. It means a step forward, a step into the future, a step beyond the threshold of where we've been and what's comfortable. You're stepping into the darkness. When you find yourself at the edge of a dark wood, you enter it. And when you're in there, there's going to be monsters, but there's going to be treasure. There's going to be reward. Okay? I feel like this is probably the biggest thing that you've done. We're going to do a divine doorway card for our moon energy. Because that is a doorway. You're on the threshold of a major change in your life. Okay? It's either going to be one of two things. It's either going to be happiness or unhappiness. And that's the uncertainty. This is either going to be the best thing I've ever done or the worst. No, it's not going to be something in between. It's not going to be something that's just, it was all right. It wasn't that bad. I think it's going to be the best thing. Superabundance, the biggest win of your life. Here's your doorway card, the intuition. Simple, complex, words of pain or words that heal. You come to know truth by the way it feels. In other words, you're not getting a Six of Pentacles. Because Six of Pentacles would be, I see something, I see a bookshelf. You put the materials together, you nailed them together or whatever, the little screws, and it looks like a bookshelf. Okay, good. What this doorway is saying and what these cards are saying is that you're going to know the truth by the way it feels, not by how it looks. Right? Because something could look great. You could get a Six of Pentacles and you can think, wow, that looks great, but that's not happiness, right? That's not, there may be no connection to it. So you're going to understand the value of your labor by how it feels. You're judging your journey by the fruit. The proof of the pudding's in the tasting, right? The outcome here is going to determine the value of this work that you did. Okay. You will come to know the truth by the way it feels. If it feels like this, your manifestation, something was off. Something wasn't quite working out there. Your manifestation feels like this. Oh yeah. That's when you know you've made it. Bliss, happiness, abundance, superabundance. Okay. So I like that. I think that really is important, that the outcome is going to be one or the other of these. And that's how you're going to understand whether this worked or not. Not by what it looks like. Well, okay, built the bookshelf, fine. No, but how does it feel? Okay, how does it feel? And so I think also that you kind of need to know that you need to know what you don't want it to feel like, so that you know how to recognize what it, when you do achieve it, you're going to recognize how it feels. Yeah, we're going through that doorway. You're inspired by spirit. to go through this doorway. I think it's going to be spectacular. Yeah. Let's talk about the path of the serpent. As we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed, please do. The general energy is the Six of Wands. There's confidence here. There is a fortified ego. This is a Jupiter in Leo type of energy for you. And as your general energy, this is saying that you believe in yourself. The way it works with all this major arcana is Spirit's kind of saying like, look, we're pushing you forward. And all you have to do is sort of believe in yourself and do the work like you're capable of doing it. But do the work, perform with such an attitude that you believe that you can succeed. You have to believe in yourself. You have to almost already imagine that it's worked. But you have to actually do the work, you know? So this is that inner kind of confidence, that belief in yourself that's saying, I know that this is going to work. I know that I'm winning. I know that this will be a victory. Now, it's not to inflate your ego, because then you get that inflated ego, you get that arrogance, and it's saying, I don't have to study. I can just walk in hungover the next morning. I can take my exam and I'll be fine. No, that's not that. That's arrogance. That's the wrong kind of ego. The right kind of ego is saying, I believe in myself. I know that this is going to work. I know that I can do this. You've got a real inner self-confidence that says, I'm going to study. I'm going to put in the hours. And then when I go, I'm going to get a good night's sleep. I'm going to eat a good meal. When I go in the next morning and take that exam, I'm going to do my very best. And whatever happens, I know that I put in my very best effort. Okay? So this is you trying to be in harmony with yourself, doing the very best job that you can do, and believing that whatever is the outcome, it's not going to be my fault if it turns out this way, right? This is kind of like saying, if I put in my very best effort, it's pretty much going to be guaranteed that it's going to work out. But even if it doesn't, the confidence is there to say, whatever happens, I'm going to be okay, right? Confidence isn't going into a situation and thinking, this is going to just work out my way. I don't even have to try. No, that's arrogance. Confidence is saying, I'm going to do my very best. Whatever happens, I'm going to be okay. Whatever happens, I'll get through it. It's going to be okay. Yeah. So having that kind of fortified ego, that internal victory, we kind of have to believe that you've already won. And go, but again, not in that sense of like, you don't have to do anything, right? You still have to go in and manifest that same kind of confidence. Fire and earth, we have the spiritual electrical circuit of creation here. This is the art and science of manifestation. Having this inner harmony and confidence, feeling the victory inside of yourself, and then going out into the world and doing the hard work to make it happen. Okay, I wonder if this is going to be another six. Maybe this will be the Six of Pentacles over here. In the environment, you have your Princess of Pentacles. This is a card that is going to transform into the Empress. So this is what you're doing the work upon. Okay, this is the house. This is the raw material. This is yourself. Maybe you're doing something physical or financial. This is kind of the current state of things. That there's potential in here. You see the verdant energy down at the bottom of the card, but it looks like kind of dry, kind of desiccated. There's no life here yet. It's almost like you're looking at a plot of land and you're thinking, this is where I can manifest, right? But I'm not just going to sit on the ground and close my eyes and wish and hope and pray that my house gets built. No, you're going to pick up the hammer, the nails, and the wood, and you're going to build the house. But this is the raw material. This is that plot of land. This is the original state. This is the prima materia. This is the uncarved block, right? That you're then going to work with and work upon to transform this into your best life. This is the card that wants to transform into the Empress. The verdant energy is here. It's just stored under the surface, and it's your job to bring it out. It's like you take a big block of marble And you're not just going to sit there and stare at it and wait for the masterpiece to be chiseled into the marble. No, you're going to get your chisel and your mallet, and you're going to slowly start etching away at that marble to create your masterpiece. Okay? It's going to be manifested through you, but this is that raw state. Okay? This is, in a way, what you're investing in. Very often how I look at that card is that's what we're investing in, and the way we're sort of envisioning what will be there. You're looking at that plot of land, you're looking at that little patch of dirt, and you're thinking, that's going to be a garden. Okay. And of course, our Three of Cups in the position of the fear, worry, and concern, this is the obstacle, is that, the worry, is that there's going to be no abundance, that something is not going to grow. And so our wish is not going to come true. Okay, that I won't be celebrating. Not only are you going to be celebrating, but it's going to be exponentially greater than what you thought. Okay, so this is the wish. This is that hope, that something good is going to come from this. It's going to be so much better than you expected. Yeah. Spirit's referencing a time where you slept in a forest during the summertime. I don't know if it was this summer or past summer. You were sleeping in the forest. I don't know, maybe just kind of under the stars, or if you were camping, it was like primal camping, It wasn't like a big tent setup. It was like maybe just you like in a sleeping bag, or you just like literally on the grass or something, sleeping under the night sky. Yeah. Anyway, the final outcome card here is a Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is ready for a beginning. Okay? The culmination of all this is leading you to say, oh gosh, what's next? It's almost like this works out so well for you that you're very eager to repeat it. And that's kind of where we are with the 9 too, because remember, the 9 is an odd number. It's a function. It's a verb. This is me being happy. This is me pursuing happiness. This is you following your bliss. So this is you then saying, okay, well, you know what? This worked way better than I expected. So remember how this worked and do it again. Right? See the plan, like kind of you're just like, write it down. Journal how this went down so that you can repeat it. Yeah? Let's look at our mystery card. I want this to be either a 6 of Pentacles or Cups, or the Empress. Okay? If you have a prediction, put it in the comment section below the video. Let's see what we have. The Page of Cups, interesting. The Page of Cups is kind of, in a way, connected with our Knight of Swords, because it's kind of saying like, this feels so good. First of all, you've got to luxuriate a little bit. Allow yourself to feel your feelings here. When this superabundance, it happens, like, make sure you feel it, okay? But it's kind of like saying, listen to your heart, and you know the process of this manifestation. You know how to make something work. This is the card that's saying, what do you want to do next? You have to follow your aspirations, your dreams, hopes, wishes, and desires. You're not going to do the same thing again, right? But what you're learning from this process is how to do it. Because once you start learning the process of manifestation, and you learn how to be the magician, you can apply that to anything. And that's the part with the magician here. You have to have your imagination. If you can dream it, you can create it. So this card is about asking you, what do you want to do now? Right? You have this superabundance. What is the next plan for you? And so it's not like we're just going to repeat the same exact physical movements, because then we're not going into the dark, scary forest again, right? We're just kind of we're repeating something that already worked. It's not going to feel the same. So we're not, if you're moving to a new house or something, you're not going to do that again. And then, well, if it worked once, it'll work again. No, you're understanding the process. But this process is more wisdom that can be applied to anything. So then the Princess or the Page of Cups is you listening to your heart and thinking, what do I want to manifest now? What do I desire? What am I attracted to? What am I yearning for? So we're looking around in the universe and we're trying to find something that's what I want to do. Okay? Because this is fuel for the engine. This is giving that creative drive a new objective, a new dream to be motivated, to be driven toward manifesting. Okay? I'm so excited about these cards. We're going to do an extended reading now. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Taurus, Wednesdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.